Good evening, everyone. My name is Inko, and this is Fall of the Samurai, our Nagaoka campaign. Last episode, I believe our son, Mikito Tadakuni, if I remember correctly, he actually died in our capital city, bravely fighting off an invading force. And now, Makino Tadayuki, his father, is now he's just in a frickin' blood rage because he's received a telegraph about his poor son. His only son, if I remember correctly. Well, no, I think there's a second son, but he's like 2 years old. But regardless, Mikino is now about to let loose in the field here against Tokugawa Iemochi, and it's going to be a close one. There is a lot of men in this army. I think our only hope, not our only hope, I should say, but our driving objective will be to take out Tokugawa Iemochi as soon as possible so that all of his levy forces will break, because that is what this army is. It's all levy units, whereas we actually have quite a professional army. And you know what, I think we may as well jump in on the battle here. We can see, though, that Mikino has 3 stars of command, whereas Toki is a noob. He only has 1 star. But we do have 3,800 men, and he has 6,800 men, so I suppose quantity has a quality of its own, as Napoleon would say. So we'll see how this battle goes. I'm hoping that I'll be able to destroy them. But anyway, I'll see you guys on the battle mat. Okay, it seems that the Sunpu have a slight terrain advantage. They have a wooded hill in their center, and then they have a larger wooded hill on their left flank, and we can get a nice cinematic view here of some beautiful Japanese trees. You know what? I think Shogun 2 is one of the better looking Total Wars in recent years. But I did happen to notice that the enemy doesn't actually have any artillery or any long-range weaponry, so we could probably outgun them with our sharpshooters. And whoops, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to have these guys walk. I'm going to move up my 2 battalions slowly, supported by my spear levy, just in case, while the spear levy are going to cover my sharpshooters, as well with my cavalry as well, because the enemy only has 1 unit of cavalry, as well as their general's Hanamoto, which is Tokugawa Iemochi right here. Somewhere in this... Here he is. Here is... Yeah, no, that's him. That's Tokugawa Iemochi right there, and he is standing defiantly on that hill, waiting for us to come to him. And, well, we're going to screw up his shit. But, more importantly, though, we are going to begin skirmishing maneuvers with our sharpshooters. We are going to target the cavalry if we can. That would be great. We'll move up our sharpshooters into sniping positions here, and we'll support them, like I said, with our spear levy as well as some saber cav. This unit's going to hide in these trees, actually, and then on the left flank, this unit will advance in support of those sharpshooters. And once our bit of lag there, once our line infantry gets into position, we can begin to form defensive positions, as, like I said, we are planning on getting the enemy to come to us by outgunning them. Okay, let's see. Once these guys get up on this hill, we'll build a staggered line likewise with these units. I'm hoping that they'll be able to withstand all of these enemies, and especially if we begin firing with our sharpshooters, we might be able to take out the general and the cavalry pretty quickly, and then we will own the field in regards to mobility and command. Well, I mean, if we can take out the general, then this army will probably rout pretty soon, I would wager. But I guess we'll have to find out. Now, our 1st battalion is in position, and I'm going to start forming my lines here. I'm going to put 3 ranks to a unit, I think, but I'm going to stagger them like so. Try to meet their combat width if I can. Something like this, I would say. Fortunately, there's a bit of a dip in the line here, so I think what we'll have to do is something like that, potentially. We want these guys to what's that word? Redeploy. Gee golly, so that we can form our lines up on this ridge here. We're pretty thin, which might put us at a small disadvantage. But I want to bring as many guns as I can to bear, as the spear levy begin to approach. My gosh, my sharpshooters are out of position a little bit, much farther than I anticipated they would have to be. But if I can goad these cavalry out, then I will crush them in the open field, in these plains here, and then I can just start picking off these spear levy with my sharpshooters, as well as they will have no recourse to our rifle fire. But here we go. We are beginning to fire on the saber cav on the extreme right flank, their right flank, my left, I should say, and they've taken a few casualties already. And we've only loosed one volley, and we're going to begin firing any second now, potentially. Here we go. I don't really know who they're firing at anymore. Oh, they're hitting the spear levy. Oh, golly, that's not what... Oh, shit, it's because these saber cav have disappeared. So we're going to have to scout with ours a little bit. On the other flank, our sharpshooters are going to have to not go up on the hill, but they'll come down here, something like that. Okay, our saber cav is now scouting for our supporting sharpshooters, who will let loose upon the cavalry once we see them, and we are not seeing them, so we're going to have to pull back because a unit of levy infantry is going to open fire any second now. I don't know where these fucking assholes went. Good golly. I might... No, I might move up my lines, because I don't want to have them in this hill, or in this hole, I should say, but I will build my lines around the hole. We'll have to create a little salient to accomplish this, but it will do. Okay, we are now moving to support our sharpshooters. They're very nearly in position. The saber cav as well. On the other flank, we are not seeing any of the enemy's cavalry, but we are just tearing apart their spear infantry. You know what? I think we'll go around the flank here with our cav. They might have retreated back into these trees here. So we'll draw a really thin formation, a reconnaissance formation, and do something like that. These guys are going to claim this hill. Our sharpshooters on the right flank are attacking the generals Hadamoto, yes. And we're going to try to pull them into the spears. Our 2nd Battalion is going to enter a kneel fire mode. There we are. Look at that. We've got a unit of spear levy out already. Still... Oh, there we go. We've seen the saber cav, and we've broken a unit of spear levy, have we? No, but we've killed 100 of them. Unfortunately, our sharpshooters are going to be a little bit out of position if those cav arrive too early. We'll have to redraw our first line as well, our 1st Battalion, I should say. But our sharpshooters are going to pull back behind our spears after they let off a few other shots. Look at that. Are they going to charge right into our spear levy? Can we crush these guys with a nice hammer and anvil tactic? They did just indeed charge right into my spear levy. So I'm going to redraw my sharpshooters and get them to prioritize fire on those levy. There we go. Okay, we're going to have to redraw our 1st Battalion like so. I don't think we need to really stagger our line so much, but I am going to try to corral them on the left flank a little bit so that we can push on the left, as we now have wiped away this unit of cav. Look at that. They've pretty much routed, and we haven't lost like any men. Ridiculous. But it looks like their infantry is moving, so we're going to have to push up this hill, I think, as well. Can we devote 2 units of line infantry to capturing this hill? I think so. Here we go. They'll be supported by... Oh no, that's a unit of spear levy as well as line infantry. But we'll take the 3rd and 4th companies of the 2nd Battalion. We'll put them on the hill along with our cav and a unit of spear levy. We don't want to leave our sharpshooters... Oh my god, our sharpshooters are getting out of hand. We'll put them up on this hill and they can pick off some of these assholes as well. And these battalions of the 1st Company will instead support the 1st Battalion, because we're going to be trying to pushing... we are going to push on the left, I should say, and we want... Oh, they've reformed. We want a little bit more strength in the center as we try to cruise around on the right flank here. Okay, these sharpshooters are going to perch up in these trees like so. And then the unit of spear levy will be right behind them. These saber cav are going to capture the hill like so. And there we go. We have created a perfect line. Our sharpshooters are being run down by the remaining saber cavalry, which is kind of weird. I was not expecting that. But it looks like our cavalry is receiving some fire now, unfortunately. Okay, we're going to put all of our line infantry into kneel fire mode, as the enemy is now advancing on our left flank. So we'll have to redraw our battalions on in the middle, I should say. There we go. Something like that. Okay, who is this? Levy infantry. Are they firing on our sharpshooters? They are. We need to pull back a little bit. We can outrange them, so we may as well utilize that range. Okay, our line infantry is now being double teamed by some levy infantry, so we're going to have to charge in with our spear levy, roll up that flank. Looks like their generals Hatamoto is now on the left flank as well. We do need to encircle these assholes, though. Look at that. They've created a nice little outcropping for us to encircle. Oh my good golly, my line infantry is ready to rout already, probably because they're being shot in the back by my own sharpshooters, the fucks. Okay, our spear levy is going to dominate these men here. I really hope that my line infantry don't rout, because that would suck. But our line infantry in the middle is now being useless. We're going to redraw like so. There we go. We've taken the hill as well, and we're beginning to pelt these levy infantry with our sharpshooters. Unfortunately, the first company has taken quite a few losses. Looks like our spear levy is ready to rout as well, unfortunately, which is not too fantastic, but our saber cav has arrived far too late. We're going to put them in some trees for now, because the unit of spear levy has arrived to screw our shit. But look at that. We just broke a few units with our complementary fire there. We're going to take this hill as well, but we're going to redraw this line a little bit. Like so. There we go. We're going to push the advantage a bit. These sharpshooters are going to focus on the general if they can. We're not going to charge in with the cav, because the cav will just get cut down by the spears. Okay, our line infantry on the right has arrived, and we're going to push this flank as well. There we are. It's not going too bad as of yet. We need to reassign our line infantry into kneel fire mode. Our spear levy, unfortunately, is just getting chopped down because we're firing right into those units, but that's just fine. We need to focus fire here, I would say. Ooh, my goodness, those spear levy are actually kind of worrisome. They're advancing quite readily, and I don't think we're even firing at these guys, which is ridiculous. We're firing elsewhere. But as long as we can break them, that would be great. But we've got, what is this? Line infantry, levy infantry. It's all levy infantry, so potentially we could... well, we'll just... they're pushing a little bit too heavily in the middle there, so I'm going to pull back, actually. I've now effectively split my force, which is a bit of short-sighted move, but we have actually claimed the left flank now, so we just have to continue to push like so. Our sharpshooters are going to try to pick off these, not levy infantry, but these line infantry, who are going to get swept away by my cav.
Your general is under attack.
Where's my general? He is way back here. There's no problem. No problem at all. See, we're not being threatened on the left, the right flank here, really. We have a big enough force, I think, that we can probably hold the hill if we get into position, because they're not even really paying attention to us on this flank, which is very, very stupid. But we're going to charge these, oh my good golly, we're going to charge these line infantry in the rear with our cav any second now. We just have to get into position and stop firing. There we go. They're now charging into these guys. We're shaken. Hopefully they'll break. We're losing quite a few men in the first company, but here we go. We are going to charge these guys and break them with sabers. My goodness, what a charge that was, too. But we just have to pull out very quickly, because we're going to start receiving fire any minute now. Yeah, we're getting cut down, unfortunately. Was that a good trade? I don't think so. Not at all. But there we go. We are look at that. Our sharpshooters still have a wicked amount of ammunition, so we're going to put them into a forward position. Something like in those trees, and then these guys can advance to meet, and we'll set up a line, infantry, kneel formation kind of thing. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But there we go. We didn't even take care of that line infantry, unfortunately. That's the entire reason that we sent our cavalry in, and we didn't even succeed in crushing them. But our withering fire will put them down pretty soon, especially considering that our line infantry, my sharpshooters are going to be firing on these guys any second now. Look at that. They're just falling like flies. I don't know. They're, oh my god, this is just a massacre. They're a magnet for all of my bullets. And we're just concentrating all of our fire on this unit, and it is probably the strongest unit in the army at the moment, so that is why. Okay, our sharpshooters are going to take a skirmishing position on the left flank position. Looks like we're trading shots with the enemy on the hill here, and... oh shit, there's a General's Hamamoto we can take care of. We're going to move our sabers to the left. We have some spears to reinforce as well. Look at that. Our 2 units of line infantry are just going to tear these levy apart. And then, of course, my sharpshooters are going to kill the general, and then we can move on. Alright, I'm going to grab the 1st battalion and have them advance in column up on this hill here. I've got the 2 companies of the 2nd battalion, and they too will advance in column, and hopefully we can capture the hill. We have 2 small squadrons of cavalry, and they're going to move on the flank to support the sharpshooters who are going to get cornered by the spear levy perhaps. But here we go. This unit of levy infantry is now wavering. Our withering fire is taking care of them quite easily. These sharpshooters, though, probably I'll put them into regular formation, and then I'll have them fire at the general, who is just kind of dithering around. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but we are throwing a lot of lead downrange. Holy moly. And our units are proving to be the most successful. Unfortunately, there's a lot of infantry heading our way, so we're going to have to hurry with our reinforcements on the flank. Okay, our sharpshooters are going to throw down some fire on these spears, who hopefully will not advance on us, because if they... oh my goodness. They're advancing up the hill quite quickly. So what I'm going to have to do is throw my spears into the mix. I'm going to come around the flank with my cav, and they're going to charge into these levy. And we're going to cut down as much of these spearmen as we can. Okay, my spear levy have broken their unit of spear levy, so we're going to charge into the rears of their units, along with my cav as well. Holy shit, look at that. We just shattered their general. Good golly. Okay, our spears are now advancing. Oh, this is fucking brilliant. This could not have gone better. We are advancing under cover, and that cover is their own men. And now we're getting a mass rout. Holy fucking shit, you guys. This is going well. Unfortunately, we're quite outnumbered on this hills here, so I'm probably just going to pull back. I was going to push for the hill, but it's too much. Unfortunately, we've got a bit of spear levy advancing, but we are picking this army apart a bit at a time, which is wonderful. Our sharpshooters can stop. Look at that. Our spear levy as well will have to stop, and our cavalry will just harry them to death. Do you think I could charge these spear levy and break them? They are shaken after all. If I could get another volley off with my sharpshooters at this range, I think we'll be set. What is there, 180 of them? This is quite the battle. It's taken a while because I'm just taking my time. I'm very cautious because this could go one way or the other. Okay, no, this isn't good. It's not looking good at all. Okay, I'm going to charge with my sabers. Oh, golly. The enemy is advancing, so we're going to have to stretch out these last 2 companies and put our 1st battalion into kneel fire mode. Get as much lead down. Oh, my goodness. These guys not looking the right way. Fucking Christ. 4th company, you guys are huge dishonor to your family. Looks like our cavalry is not doing so hot against the spears. Who'd have thunk? Looks like our very own spears have reformed, though. Okay, the enemy is at our gates, essentially. But they are danger close to our bullets, so I'm thinking that we can break them if we lay down enough fire. Like this last volley here from 4th Company, potentially. Oh my god, it's... Oh, oh my god. How have they not broken? That was ridiculous. They just lost 60, 80 men, 100 men in like fucking 10 seconds. That was abysmal. But our Spear Levy are here to save the day. Looks like our first squadron of Saber Cav is not doing so hot. But they are trying to save our sharpshooters, and I don't think we will succeed in that. Second squadron of cavalry, Saber Cav that is just wiped the floor with all of these assholes who fled. We're going to have to bring up our reinforcements a little bit. Our sharpshooters are going to reform in the middle of the field in a loose formation, like so, and then 3rd and 4th companies are going to have to advance as well. But slowly, as these men are tired, our Spear Levy as well will advance to support, and there we go. This is pretty much the entire episode, it's just this battle, because I'm being quite cautious here. Okay, our sharpshooters just need to break these guys, please. Your rifles are not reloaded yet, really? Oh my god, they did it. They actually saw these guys off with their rifles. Unbelievable. Okay, we're going to fire into the flank of these Levy, who are going to be charged by my Cav. And it looks like the battle is met. And all of these enemies have charged my rifle lines, which is not great. 1st and 2nd companies are going to be receiving a lot of casualties, unfortunately. What I will do, though, is I will put this unit in reserve, and I will use these guys to take their place, and we are putting some fire down on these Spear Levy, who will probably not break in time. They will actually make it to our lines. As well as these 2 units, actually, I'm going to put... no, I'm going to put this unit in reserve, and then stretch out 3 ranks. There we are. Kneel fire. Oh my goodness, this is going well. As long as we can turn all of these enemies and charge with our Cav, there we go. We are firing on these Levy, and we need to stop firing because our Cav is going to stop there and then charge. What else is going on? Okay, we've got 2 units in reserve, something like this. And we are seeing off all of these spear units. These guys are charging in, and they're shaken. And they've stabbed a lot of my line infantry immediately. As for weaknesses in this army, I'm thinking artillery, first of all. Artillery would be fucking great, but we are now advancing with some reinforcements along the flank, and these guys will push the hill. These Spear Levy will flank these Levy infantry. These guys didn't break, even though we... oh my good golly, my Saber Cavalry has been annihilated. I looked away for like 30 seconds, and they go... oh my goodness, because they charged right into a unit of Spear Levy. So it looks like the cavalry wing of our army is all but decimated at this point. But we are... oh shit, we are actually losing a lot of men in the middle here as well. Well, no, we've just broken the... oh my god, you guys, no! You're in guard mode, what the fuck are you thinking? We just advanced into enemy fire, unfortunately. But we're going to have to redraw our lines here, pull these guys back, as they're no longer going to be in the front lines. What is this, Spear Levy? Shit. A lot of Spear Levy here to tear my shit up, for sure. Okay, we need some reinforcements, as in these guys. These Spear Levy need to hurry, these sharpshooters need to fire, and these infantry are just going to push up the hill. Like, oh, what is this? Levy infantry. Oh my god. Okay, take up positions, men. This is grisly. We are heavily outnumbered, and artillery would be just great. At this point, that's our only weakness. If I had some Armstrong guns, I would be flattening a lot of these units before they even reach my lines. But it is not the case for quite a while, it seems. Okay, our Spear Levy is going to charge these Levy infantry, and it looks like their army is wavering and breaking. There's 1 unit left, 2 units left, and they are in our direct line of fire. So, Any minute now, we will be victorious. What a battle. Although Tadayuki didn't actually get into battle himself, even though he does have a bloodlust. Oh my goodness. It's now or never. He's going to charge. Look at how fast he's going. He is full of zest, and it's because his only living son is, well, I say living, but really. Okay, it looks like we've won. We're going to cease fire on all fronts. Our sharpshooters is... Okay, we've won. We're going to continue a little bit. And you know what? We'll run down some of these guys with our remaining cavalry. Let's see. Spear levy. A lot of levy infantry is getting away, which is not great, as they are... Well, no, the levy infantry isn't really the issue. It's the spear levy more than anything, I would say. But anyway, I'm going to run down a few of these guys, and I'll see you guys on the campaign map with these stats. Alright, we've attained a close victory. I was also thinking, you know what, we're quite weak in the melee department. We haven't got the technology or the elitism to rely solely on rifles. Right now we're just using the base line infantry unit. We're not even using like Republican infantry, let alone Republican Guard or whatever, Imperial Guard, etc. So I might have to acquire some Katana Kachi. But there you have it, a close victory, and I think Tadayuki's bloodlust is sated. We lost 1,300 men, but we slew 5,100. That is amazing. That's like, I don't know, 3 to 1? No, 4 to 1 almost? That's ridiculous. But we shattered the Sunpu army, and you know what? We're not doing too bad ourselves. The entire 2nd Battalion is pretty much running in a able capacity, whereas the 1st and 4th companies of the 1st Battalion, not so much. And our cavalry squadrons totally annihilated. But that has pretty much neutered the Sunpu for now. They've got, well, Toki Ietaka is still alive, and they've got a little bit of levy infantry, but if we were to replenish, and look at that as well, it's winter, so these guys are going to be receiving massive attrition. So as long as we remain in the way, these guys will not be able to return, that is, to their home territories. So what I'm going to do is I will position Tadayuki. Well, we could just leave him where he is and attack the Sunpu when need be, when it is needed. Maybe we'll put some Yari Kachi with Tadayuki. We may as well, to replace the levy infantry that we lost, spear levy that is. And these guys are quite good in melee as well. Eventually we will repair the traditional dojo in Kozuke, which will allow us to recruit Yari Kachi as well as Yari Ki, who are good anti-cavalry units. And we're not having too many issues with cavalry because our rifles just peel right through them, but I think if we were to build, what is the next in line, a samurai dojo, then we get Katana Kachi. Yes, that would be great, as well as Bow Kachi. They're quite useful in their own way as well, flaming arrows, etc. But anyway, that is pretty much our entire episode. I don't know what else to do. There's nothing much to do in Echigo. We've beaten back the Morioka. Unfortunately, our army in Echigo is quite weak. We could always recruit a few more units, but we're not really swimming in the cash, so to speak, so I might put that off for as long as possible. You know what? I think we have time for just one more turn. We'll head into the winter of 1865, and then, who knows? I suppose we'll let the attrition get to Toki, and then, well, I don't know. I'm kind of worried that the Morioka will advance on the city yet again, but they too will receive winter attrition, so it's looking up. Things are looking up. There you have it. It's winter, and we got a nice little haiku. Look at this. When will spring arrive? In the grip of cold white death, the earth is smothered. That's my poet's voice. Just FYI. Okay, looks like the Sunpu have retreated into Kakigawa lands, which are our allies, actually, so we're not too worried about it, and they are now receiving attrition. Likewise, the Morioka in the north, led by Nanbu Akimori, of course, the son and heir of the late, great Nanbu, what's-his-name, who came and attacked Echigo. He is now daimyo, and he's 14 years old, so that just tells you how strong their clan is. And I mean, it's not strong. They have a 14-year-old. Okay, so there's no trace of Tadakuni because he's dead. But we do have Fuyamichi, who is 0. He is still not 1 year old, and I don't know if he'll ever come of age because I don't know how long the campaign is. Will it be 14 years? I'm not sure. But look at this. We are able to give commissions to our armies now. Well, we are able to give a commission of Inspector General. I think that occurred last episode. We unlocked that ability. But who should we bestow the commission upon? It's construction costs and Hisajima Shigakata, I should say his name is. I'm gonna struggle with that for the rest of the frickin' campaign. Well, no, I say that, but Suginosuke is an even harder name. But I think we should give Kawai the commission because he is our most loyal servant, having been with us from the beginning. And of course, he is the kind of guy that would just chill in a city for like the entire campaign, as that is currently what he is doing and has been doing. Kawai is chilling with Iha and, I don't know, groping her inappropriately because he's just fucking blindingly drunk at all time. Blind drunk. Okay, let's see. How much is it to repair this son of a gun? 720 koku. I don't know. Is it repairing itself? I think it actually is not. I don't think it is. We're going to chill on the border of Kai province here. It's going to take 4 turns to replenish our infantry and 6 turns to replenish our cavalry. So by the time that winter's over, we will be able to march on Kai province and capture it and neuter a lot of Sunpu's ability to wage war, because that is half of their domain just in one province. And with that, we will gain access to the sea in the south as well as the north. And like I'm sure I've said before, we will effectively just cut Japan right in half. But we're going to have issues with the Morioka, for sure. Who are we at war with? Let's see. The Morioka, the Kumamoto as well in Kyushu, I believe is the island, yes. And, of course, the Morioka in the north. So we're going to have issues with that. But anyway, I think I'm probably going to end the episode here. I'm sorry that not much happened aside from that battle. It just took a little while because I was being extremely cautious due to the numbers factor. But also, it was just a difficult battle in a way. And difficulty takes time, I would say. Although we did do 1 turn in the winter, and it is now, it's the end of the year, pretty much. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. But anyway, I suppose I'll have to say goodbye. Thank you everyone for watching. I will catch you guys next episode. Oh, once again, Q, mash it more. We're being strangled already. Oh. Are we being fucking oh my fucking god. This is too much. This is too much, you guys.